Hello. I hope all of you have had a good evening, or a good day rather, a good afternoon, a good evening. It's been a while since I've been able to post. I've had a busy weekend. I have had all kind of stuff going on. And today I'm tired and I just don't feel real well. Whew, Lord, it's so hot and humid outside. But let me tell y'all what happened. And it was a mess. I have this water cooler in my freezer and my refrigerator. It's a water cooler, like a Kentwood, something of that nature. It's not Kentwood. It's an Oasis water cooler, and I have a local distributor to deliver the water. I don't drink the water in Meridian. They did some kind of report that said Meridian has the best water in the state or something of that nature. Well, they should have called me before they posted that report because it's not the best water I've ever tasted. Anyway. Yesterday, I changed the water jug out because it was empty. And I noticed there was some water around the floor when I picked the jug up. And I said, well, goodness, that must just be from like the mop or something like that. Because I keep the water in the closet that the mop and broom are in. And I said, so goodness me, that'll be fine. Well, I put it on, and about 2 hours later, there was this puddle of water that was just running all over the kitchen floor. And I said, well, gracious me. I said, what am I going to do here? And I mopped it up, and it was coming from underneath the water cooler. But I said, well, we'll see what the problem is with this. And so I picked it up and looked, and I said, well, it must just, have ran out or something of that nature. So I cleaned it up. Well, Lord, I got back in there about an hour later, and it was on the floor again. I said, my goodness, what's wrong? So I emptied the cooler out. I emptied the water tank in the cooler out and took the water jug off and emptied everything and took the parts off and washed them. And I said, well, this is going to fix the problem. So I put it all back together, put the big old cooler back on, and I will just tell y'all I went back in yonder and it was leaking again. Well, I said, well, goodness gracious. And so I went down to the basement then, and there was this puddle of water underneath that cooler that it was probably a good 8 by 8 square foot area. Just the floor was soaking wet, leaking into the basement, and I said, gracious. And so I went in there and I looked again and I said, well, we'll see what the problem with this is. I took it off again and I said, well, I'm going to clean up this water again, and this time it ain't going to leak. Well, I cleaned up the water, and by that time it was pretty late, and I put it on back and said, well, let's fix it. At this point there wasn't, but by this point the jug was half empty. I said, well, goodness gracious, I thought I was going to have to get a boat in here. I thought we was going to have another Noah's Ark in my kitchen. And so I went to bed and I said, well, I'm going to get a little bit of water. I filled up with water, and at that point it wasn't leaking. I got up this morning. There was water all over that kitchen floor. I said, oh, my gracious. If it had been 30 degrees, we could have had a Nancy Kerrigan moment in here with ice skating. So I called the woman at the company that delivers the water. It was my last jug of water. I said, Lord, honey, I done got a jug with a hole in it. She said, and it made your cooler leak, didn't it? I said, it sure did. I said, it's been leaking all night. I said, before long, we're going to have Lake Pontchartrain in my basement, honey. And she said, well, we're going to credit you this, and we're going to bring you some more water out today. And so she sent them out here, and they brought me some new jugs and credited me on my little account for the jug that had a hole in it. And so now we got the water back up and running. The cooler's cooling the water again, and now I can drink me some purified drinking water again. I like to mix a little bit of Gatorade sometimes. I buy the powder Gatorade, and I'd like to mix it up with it because, Lord, the last time I went in the hospital, I was low on every electrolyte your body could have, and so I got all that taken care of. But I said, my gracious, and especially in this heat wave we're having, everybody needs a little bit of good water to drink on. But anyway, that's what has happened today. I'm going to give y'all an update on something else tomorrow because Lord knows something is always happening over here. But, well, all right then. I love y'all. Bye.